Houston, Texas is a Monster Jam mecca where the Bulls come to run. In 2021, it was here that the Stadium Series champion began his unbelievable ascent to the title. Tonight, the son of an icon finds his son of a digger once again at the top of the standings.
What a run for Ryan Anderson!
But the trusty veterans of Monster Jam and the new stars of the sport will look to steal the crown and rule this rodeo. This is Houston. This is Stadium Championship Series Yellow. This is Monster Jam.
There's some huge air. He can save it right there. He can save it. Holy cow! Awesome move. Look at that. And he's got it. Cowabunga. Big air out of the box. Beautiful. Yeah!
The road to World Finals begins now.
Welcome to Houston, Texas, on a beautiful Saturday evening at NRG Stadium. The cold front has passed outside while the energy is red hot inside for the superstars of Stadium Championship Series Yellow. Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Jordan with Colt Stevens. And Colt, there's a familiar story here in your hometown as son of a digger's Ryan Anderson is back where he spent so many weeks in 2021, and that's at the top of the leaderboard.
You know, it's not surprising that Ryan Anderson is at the top, but it's just surprising that it has taken this many rounds to get there.
Well, Gravedigger's Tyler Menega came into the year right where he left off in 2020. However, that was in the arenas, but now he's winning in stadiums, taking 3 out of 4 event championships. But last weekend, the truck gremlins were too much for him. Can he rebound here tonight?
Yeah, it's awesome that Tyler's been doing so good here. He's been driving the wheels off that truck, but unfortunately it cost him in Anaheim. He needs to gain some valuable points here in Houston.
Here's the driver lineup for Stadium Championship Series Yellow. We talked about Anderson. We've talked about Menega. Who else do you have your eye on tonight?
You know, no doubt Corey Rummel. He's been throwing it down event after event. Corey Rummel's the one I'm watching.
Let's catch you up on the season points standings now through 6 events. And breaking news out of Monster Jam is that Ryan Anderson, Camden Murphy were both docked 5 points from previous events. Cole, talk about what happened.
You know, there's a rule here in Monster Jam. You cannot touch the wall protection. Both Ryan and Cam touched the containers in San Diego, unfortunately costing them 5 points. But you know what? That's good news for Tyler Menega, who lost a lot in Anaheim, so he's allowed to catch up a little bit more.
Now, Cole, you mentioned Corey Rummel, and he's had a great start to the year, sitting at 6 in the point standings, and he's coming off his first freestyle win of the year in Anaheim, and he is downstairs right now with Leslie Mears in this UNOH Pit Report. Leslie.
Yeah, guys, it's been a great year racing for Corey Rummel, and you told me earlier it's probably due to some changes that you made to your truck. So what did you change to help you whoop on everybody out there?
Oh, it's a brand new year, man. I had to make sure I had the truck 100%. I have all brand new axle housings. They're about 200 pounds heavier than the old ones. It's a whole brand new shock setting for this year, and so far it's been working absolutely amazing. It's the best I think I've ever had this truck working in the past 6 years.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's take a look at the Round 7 breakdown for tonight's event. 3 competitions, racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and Freestyle. The drivers will earn points based on their finishing position. Each competition winner receives 12 points, and it goes down from there. Now, the driver with the most points at the end of the night receives the event championship trophy, and that's a spot you've been in before.
Yeah, definitely. We're all trying to get that trophy.
It's time for Track Talk. Colt, this is a building that you know all too well, and you and I have witnessed a lot of damage here over the years because of the tackiness of this track. So what makes Houston so different that it causes mass amounts of destruction?
Well, you nailed it on the head there, Scott. Houston is known for being one of the tackiest tracks that we go to all year long, and unfortunately this tour is coming from Anaheim where it was really dry, kind of a slick track. So I watched practice yesterday and it wasn't quite as tacky as we're used to. Another thing that I noticed is they put a lot of water down right after the pit party, so drivers are going to have to adjust very quickly if they want to go out there and get a win.
Let's check out the racing bracket. Round 1 matchup, Soldier Fortune and Vendetta, Avenger against Son of a Digger, Jurassic Attack versus the Rod Ryan Show, and El Toro Loco up against Zombie. First round buys going to Gravedigger, Bakugan Dragonoid, Monster Mutt, and Megalodon, so the bracket looks good. There could be a lot of matchups later on that could be very exciting.
Here's the deal about this bracket right here. We have the top 3 guys that could potentially go head-to-head before they even get to the final, so a lot of points could be made on this racing bracket.
We are ready now for round 1 of racing, and our first matchup of the night is Vendetta versus Soldier Fortune. And we have 2 amber lights. We wait to go green. Round 1 has begun. Up to the berm. Vendetta comes out a little slow. Look at Soldier Fortune. Caleb Blood turning it on.
Definitely pushing a little bit in that corner. When I say pushing, I mean she's turning, but the truck's still going straight.
She got up on the turn pot a little bit. It hasn't slowed her down much. Vendetta trying to put it on here at the finish, but Caleb Blood gets the racing win. Next up here in round one, gray lane, Jim Kohler, Avenger. Yellow lane, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger.
Ryan off the line, super fast. And a great corner.
Well, Jim Kohler, no slouch either on this track. Look at the turn by Kohler, spinning it way out.
Out of control.
Yeah, he lost control completely. Ryan Anderson going to win this. Jim Kohler spun it too wide, couldn't get control. Talk us through the super glue to the action replay.
You know, Ryan was talking about how much he likes a tacky track, but I'll tell you what, he absolutely nailed it on this slick track as well. Keeping it nice and tight, coming into this first corner, getting over the race lane, and just easy driving all the way to the finish line.
Up next here in round one, gray lane, Paul Jensen, Jurassic Attack. His opponent in that yellow lane, Preston Perez in the Rod Ryan Show. So great start off the line for Preston Perez, but he goes wide on the berm, and here comes Paul Jensen.
Paul looks really good going around this corner, using mostly front steer only. No rear steer, I like it.
Jurassic Attack with the lead halfway point. Rod Ryan struggles to get over the race ramp. Jurassic Attack has to finish. Slow is fast on the final turn for Paul Jensen, and he gets a win. Our final matchup here in round one, El Toro Loco with Craig Champion behind the wheel, and he will go against Bari Musawwir in Zombie. Here we go, final matchup of round one. Craig Champion goes high, but gets a nice angle, and Bari Musawwir now into the turn.
Oh, Craig spinning out.
Halfway point, Zombie with the lead. Craig Champion struggled to get off the race lane. And Zombie's got to slow it down across the finish line, so Zombie moving on.
And this is a hard one, Scott. Both lanes seem to be tripping drivers up. We saw Jim Kohler over here in the gray lane. He spins out going towards that race lane. Then we see Craig Champion here do the same thing, spinning out going towards the yellow lane.
Take a look at the bracket after round one. Gravedigger going up against Soldier Fortune. Bakugan dragging away against Son of a Digger. Monster Mutt against Jurassic Attack. And Megalodon against Zombie. Round one is complete. Coming up, Tyler Menega makes his way to the track for the first time. We'll see who will advance to the semifinals when Monster Jam returns. Welcome back to Houston for round two of Monster Jam Racing, and our first matchup in round two, Tyler Menega in Gravedigger versus Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune.
Oh, she's over!
Caleb Blood goes way too high, and she rolls it over.
Wait, what's Tyler doing? Unfortunately, he still needs to get a good time if he wants to get a lane choice.
Well, he had to slow down. He didn't know where she was going to end up.
You know, I'm sure his crew chief was talking to him, telling him, hey, she's rolled over, but he still needed to get after it. He needs a good time if he wants to stay in that yellow lane.
And that could cost him because Ryan Anderson, Camden Murphy on deck. Take a look at the Super Glue to the action replay.
Watch Kayla come out of the starting line, holding it wide open going to that first corner. Unfortunately, there's the tacky Houston track we've been talking about. It grabs those two outside tires, which is pretty crazy to think about because she's got that berm, puts her right on her lid. Tough break for Caleb Blood.
For our next matchup, let's send it downstairs to Leslie Mears.
Guys, Ryan Anderson is really excited about this track. He said he knows the methodology of the dirt crew here. They water it really heavy, and it takes a while to get it mixed in, but once it is, it's sweet, and he knows it like the back of his hand.
And we are off and running here between two heavyweights in racing. Ryan Anderson a slight advantage into the turn.
Oh, Camden gets up on two. Ryan nice and easy over the race lane. You see how he checked up there, staying nice and low so he can get to the corner.
And he knows Tyler has a slower time. He doesn't have to push it too hard.
Oh, Camden. He needed those points.
So Ryan Anderson is going to win this. He moves on to face Tyler Menega in Gravedigger. Moving on in the second round, it is Charlie Pauken and Monster Mutt up against Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack. Charlie Pauken faster out of the berm.
Man, Jurassic Attack definitely got out of it.
Here we go into the turn now. Charlie Pauken
Pauken's gonna have to check up.
Jurassic is right there.
Pauken, getting up on 2. Drive through it, Pauken.
He's got it down. He's got it down. What an adjustment by Charlie Pauken.
Absolutely committed. He did skills to win that race. Comes around, gets up on 2 wheels here, keeps driving the truck on 2 wheels like he's doing a skills move all the way across the finish line to win the race. Wow.
Our final matchup here in the second round, Corey Rummel in Megalodon against Bari Musawwir in Zombie. I've been looking forward to this since round 1 ended. Corey has been great in racing, 4 final round racing appearances, but no competition wins yet. So Megalodon out faster.
Look at that rear steer, holding it to the floor, counter steering with the front.
He has got a nice lead right now over Zombie. Bari's got to pick it up. Final turn. Wow, Bari did pick it up.
Oh, Bari!
Gets the save right in the deep corner. Look at the smoke on Zombie. So 20.826 is the time. Megalodon is going to win it. So here we go, first semifinal matchup. It is Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger versus Tyler Menega in Grave Digger. Let's rejoin Leslie Mears.
Guys, Tyler Menega does not like that left lane. He said when he inspected the track that the berm is a lot higher coming out of the paperclip, and also the race ramp that he has to end on is a lot steeper, and so he's not going to be able to have a lot of control.
Here we go, Menega versus Anderson. Look at Tyler.
Oh, nice save, though.
Same spot. Caleb Blood went over the berm. He stays under and saves it. But Ryan Anderson is going to get a big win and move on to the finals.
Leslie's talk with Tyler had to be spot on. It did exactly what they were talking about.
Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay and watch Gravedigger here.
Comes into the corner, sets up. Same thing we saw happen to Kayla. Goes into it, hikes up on 2 wheels. Fortunately, he was able to save it, but it still cost him the race.
Our final matchup here in the semis is Charlie Pauken in Monster Mud against Corey Rummel in Megalodon. Charlie going to be in the gray lane, Corey in the yellow lane. And Corey Rummel gets a great jump. Charlie just stopped.
Was he sleeping or what?
I don't know what went on. He was just stopped at the line and stuck. Here comes Megalodon.
This should be, Corey kind of just drive. Oh, Charlie's going to, 2 wheels.
A lot is going on here in this race as Corey Rummel makes it across the finish line. So he will go to his 5th final round against Son of a Digger. But Charlie Pauken, all kinds of problems in that round.
It's like he was sleeping at the line. Green light comes on. Charlie doesn't even move. Then he goes around this race lane trying to catch up, pushing it, gets up on 2 wheels. He's able to save it, but he is way behind Corey Rummel in that one.
Well, the finals are set. Colt's going to be Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, against Corey Rummel in Megalodon. What do you think about that one?
Man, this is going to be a good matchup. Both drivers have been bad fast, but Ryan's got lane choice. We've seen already this yellow lane seems to be the faster ticket. So this is definitely in Ryan's hands right now.
Up next, one driver will stand tall as the racing winner. Will it be Rummel or Anderson? Find out when Monster Jam returns. It's time now for the Monster Jam Racing Final. So welcome back to Houston, Texas. And Corey Rummel now in the gray lane. So Ryan Anderson pushes Megalodon over. Son of a Digger standing in the yellow lane. So Corey, Colt, this is his 5th final round. Go back to, as a football fan, the Buffalo Bills in the 80s made 4 consecutive Super Bowls and lost. Is Corey going to lose his 5th straight final round race?
I'm sure gunning for Corey, but he's going to have his hands full with Ryan. Fast lap times, the better lane. He's going to have to hope that Ryan makes a mistake.
Here we go, Son of a Digger with a quicker jump.
Corey absolutely nails that corner like he was surfing a wave.
And he had to. Let's see, here we go in the turn.
Oh, he's deep though. He's way too deep.
Very deep, and Ryan Anderson will make you pay. He went way up on the ramp as well. Final turn.
Corey's letting it hang out, trying to catch up.
And Son of a Digger takes the win.
Just wasn't enough, Scott. Son of a Digger going across the finish line first. Actually, quite a few links ahead of Corey.
Ryan Anderson's 3rd racing win on the season. So Corey Rummel, another heartbreaking final round loss. Hats off to Corey, but Ryan Anderson is your racing winner. The Ryan Anderson with another big racing win, and he is down on the track with Leslie.
Ryan, you called it with me earlier tonight. You said this track was going to be sweet once it got mixed in. How were you able to maintain and keep getting faster when everybody else kept tripping up?
Man, I love the dirt to be tacky. This Texas soil right here, man, this is what I love. I can control the truck better, and one thing that's been crucial, my crew chief, Bryce, comes from dirt tracking and comes from UNOH, so he knows what to do. He's tuning my truck. He's working on things that we've never really messed with. We're figuring everything out still, but man, I'm excited.
Yeah, guys, soil background knowledge really makes a difference.
Sure does, and Ryan Anderson has done a lot of winning in NRG Stadium with 12 points. Ryan Anderson taking that win. Let's take a look at our first BKT overall event leaderboard. And Son of a Digger standing tall in the top spot. Megalodon with 11 points. Monster Mutt with 10, Gravedigger with 9, and Zombie with 8. That is our first BKT overall event leaderboard of the night. Next up in Houston was the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and in this competition, drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels or choose to do a donut, and they were judged by the fans for the first time tonight on creativity, skill, and execution. With 12 points on the line, let's take a look back at our top 3 drivers. Coming in third, Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid with this big stoppie into a moonwalk. It's a big bounce, and then the roll down the berm.
Great control. Can he ride it back down? Ripping his nose off. One wheelie's over. That was cool, though.
In second, it was Charlie Pauken in Monster Mutt. He goes from a stoppie into a nose wheelie into a reverse popper, and he gets into a huge save, maybe the save of the night.
Very aggressive on the rear. Puts it back in first to flip the truck all the way back on his tires.
And finally, your winner in the Great Clip Skills Challenge, Tyler Menega, taking a stoppie into a moonwalk, into a reverse poppy, into another wheelie, into a slap wheelie, just all kinds of combo moves, but Tyler Menega getting the win.
Oh, there it is. Right into a wheelie. Fans are going crazy right now. Loving this.
After 2 competitions, a tight race at the top of the BKT overall event leaderboard. Charlie Pauken and Tyler Menega tied at 21. Ryan Anderson with 20 points. Bari Musawwir with 17. And Camden Murphy with 16 points. It's been a wild night so far in Houston, and more is to come as we get ready for Freestyle. Leslie Colt and I will take you around the league when Monster Jam returns with our St. Jude halftime report. Everyone at Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude Monster Jam This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. Welcome to the St. Jude halftime report for round 7 of 26. So Ryan Anderson wins the racing competition, falters in skills, and Tyler Menega just runs through that open door there to tie for the overall event lead, but it's always seemingly the same story. Ryan Anderson and Tyler Menega. Now, Charlie Pauken sits right there at the top of the leaderboard. Is tonight the night where somebody else comes in and changes the story and wins the event?
Oh, no doubt. Charlie Pauken's right there nipping at their heels, so if they're not careful and don't have a good freestyle, the thing about this dirt is it can bite them real quick, and Charlie Pauken's right there to grab it up.
Well, let's hear from the man himself. We go downstairs with Leslie Mears and Charlie Pauken for this UNOH halftime pit report.
You're climbing in the points. I know that you've got your eye on those power rankings too, breaking in that top 10. What's it going to take here in freestyle to do that?
I'm going to have to go out there and lay down a good freestyle. I'm not sure if we hurt the transmission or not. And coming out, I hit first, second, and it was there, but I'm not sure how much was there. So we don't have a lot of time. So instead of pushing time-wise of actually changing the transmission, we're going to roll the dice and go with this the way it is. And hopefully this dog has its day.
Thank you, Leslie. So a lot of Monster Jam action happening around the league. Let's go to Washington, D.C., Cole, for Arena Championship Series East. Saturday afternoon, Weston Anderson wins the donut competition freestyles, and he gets another event championship. Now that win moves him back into second in the series points, but Dragon wins racing, so Cody Saucier with a 14-point series lead now. Is this everything you expected with Weston and Cody basically trading wins?
Yo, absolutely. Weston is throwing it down. Another thing is Weston got a brand new truck for this event. He actually tore his truck up so bad in his previous town that he had to get a new truck. Hats off to him for going out there and being able to perform in a new chassis.
And in Nashville, Stadium Championship Series Red was on hand in a non-point series event, so 8 of the superstars competing at the Bridgestone Arena, and Mark List had all kinds of issues at the Dome in St. Louis. We saw that with the truck and the RII. He comes back, wins racing and the overall event championship. Tom Menson, Max D wins freestyle and skills. So Mark List, is he starting to get it back together now to climb back up? up.
Oh, definitely. One thing about it is Mark Lewis kind of comes from more of arena, so it's nice to see him back in his winning ways.
And to update you again here, a big tie up top the points lead here between Charlie Pauken and Tyler Menega at 21, Ryan Anderson with 20. So, there's still 5 into it. Camden Murphy's there. Bari Musawwir is there as well. What do you think happens tonight in freestyle for the event championship chances?
I think it's going to come down to a digger or son of a digger, but they got to be careful. This dirt can bite them. So Charlie Pauken is right there. So I think this is going to be a great event. Track is awesome. Big jumps, big air. I think we're going to see some huge backflips, so I'm super excited.
Now, every driver gets fit with their own custom Monster Jam seat. We wanted to show you how that process works, so we asked my broadcast partner, Colt Stevens and Tyler Menega, to take us through the process. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Colt Stevens. I'm going to take you inside Monster Jam, show you how we stay safe in our ISP seats when we do those backflips, big air, and crazy crashes. I'm here with my buddy Tyler Menega, driver of the Gravedigger Monster Jam truck. He's actually going to show us exactly how these ISP seats fit. We have a pore that goes inside these seats that take up all the air gaps. It's to support our shoulders and our lower back. We want little to no movement inside these trucks when we're driving them, so this pore in this seat is fit specifically for us. What we have here is a Simpson 5-point harness. It goes over your shoulders, over your lap, and then it also has a crotch belt that keeps you locked in. Now, one thing, the drivers get extremely tight inside these trucks.
Absolutely, for freestyle, you could be jumping 30, 40 foot in the air. So the ratchets are basically a must for Monster Jam.
Definitely, and what he's talking about is we actually have ratchets on the side of these seats, so we can put so much leverage on the side of our belts and pull it as tight as we can possibly get. Now, the other thing you gotta think about, we have these head restraints right here that lock your head in. You're really just using just your eyes to look out across, and that's sometimes very difficult to drive.
First things first, when you get sat in here, I'll basically put everything on. There's actually a real process to this. So left lap belt, left shoulder belt. Left shoulder belt first. Then you got your middle strap here that goes in between shoulder belts. Clip this in here, and this is the lever part. So when I pull this in, right there, I'm tight. This thing is locked in, I'm ready to go. So then I'm gonna grab these ratchets down here and start ratcheting them. But I wanna get these as tight as I possibly can. I'll pull these tight, get as much leverage on them as I can, pull them down as hard as I can, and ready to go.
No doubt this new technology that we're putting in these vehicles is how Monster Jam's able to go bigger and better almost every single weekend. So thanks for joining us on Colt's Corner.
We will see those seats with the driver safely locked in as they fly through the Houston air. Freestyle is next. Welcome back to the second half of Monster Jam at NRG Stadium. Let's head down to the track as we start Freestyle. Corey Rummel coming off his first freestyle win of the season at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, trying to go 2 for 2 here. Here we go, Mr. Extreme Air, skies it. He's got to clear the berm.
Man, that truck is landing so good. See how it doesn't rebound? The truck actually lands, soaks up the landing, and continues to move forward.
That is dangerous coming off that pod going into the berm, but Corey got it. That's the brake check. Big time brake check, so he goes from a lot of speed.
That's one of those situations, Scott, where he was heading for one jump, the truck over-rotated, and he had to switch it up a little bit. That's why it's so hard as a driver to plan a run, because sometimes something changes like that, and you have to make an adjustment on the fly. Catches a backflip ramp there. Have to be careful. That can easily break an axle.
And a lot of times the truck dictates where you're going, whether you like it or not. So Megalodon now swinging around in front of El Toro Loco. He has got something on his mind right now, coming back over to our side, and here we go.
Backflip City.
First backflip attempt of the night. Lines up Megalodon, brings it in, skies it.
Oh, easy peasy, buddy.
Back on all 4 BKT tires.
And now it's just letter E time.
And there's your whip off the gray side ramp.
Come on, Corey, go, go, go. Yes, sir. Yep, little whip right there.
And we go red. Well done. Take us through the super glue to the action replay.
Perfect execution of a backflip here. What's awesome, he doesn't even have to catch reverse. He just drops it down in first gear, takes off out of a whole shot. 1-2 shift and let her eat.
9.065 for Corey Rummel. But I still think, Colt, that's a low score, and it is not an unbeatable score. And we've seen Tyler and Chucky and Bari and Camden and Ryan throw in some runs in the 9.7s, 9.8. So maybe not what Corey Rummel was expecting, but we'll see now how Camden Murphy reacts in Bakugan Dragonoid. He clips a backflip ramp as well. Here we go.
He's just playing around the outside, kind of make a little NASCAR track out of it. You know, he's only got 2 hits so far, but that might be his little game, trying to make sure he makes that 30 seconds, taking it nice and easy. Waiting on Bill, his crew chief, to tell him, go, 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 30 seconds is up.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time driving around the track.
And somebody like Cam, that's a smart move to do that. He needs all the points he can get. Even if he doesn't win, he needs every point possible, and a no score would be detrimental to him right now.
Now listen, he is still in the race for the event championship, coming with 16 points.
That was cool, a little sidewinder out there, rear steer turn, 2 wheels. Crossing it up right here. Ooh, oh, getting a little wild, getting a little western. All right. We're going to start seeing some big stuff out of Cam
the pod,
now.
the back wheels come up, but he's able to settle the truck down. That's Tommy Russo backflip ram. Now some more air, gets the front 2 tires down, and then back up over the pod. So center lane, rough as they come here in Houston. Less than 30 to go. He is making his way over the backflip ram.
He had to drive all the way around the outside to get there, though. 21 seconds. He needs time to let her eat after the flip.
Bakugan Dragonoid, big backflip. Oh, man, look at that right up on the front 2 tires.
Well, looked cool. We almost had it.
It was almost a perfect backflip, but Camden was trying a little bit too hard to get one of those stoppy moonwalks out of the backflip, puts him right on his lid, cost him the rest of his run.
Here comes Kayla Blood in Soldier Fortune. So, you know, Cole, you and I have talked so much about the hometown curse. She's out of Lafayette, Louisiana, so not her hometown, but she has a lot of friends and family here. That's something that could be affecting her right now.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of stress whenever you're close to hometown. You got all your family watching. You want to go out and impress them. You know, we're not really in her hometown, but we're only about 3 hours from Lafayette here in Houston, so I'm sure a lot of them made the drive to come watch Kayla burn her down.
Well, Cole, it's your hometown show. You're doing a fine job up here tonight.
Well, thanks, man. All right, Kayla, watch it. I thought she was going to land right on that race lane. Ooh, interesting. Going for that hard corner there. She was committed to that jump.
Here we go, big jump for Kayla Blood. Little rough on the landing, but she gets over it.
Drives great, turns into it, corrects the truck before it actually touches the ground.
Again, right onto the pod.
I thought she was going to come up short, but she nails it.
And she keeps the momentum, gets her low center of gravity on the truck, gets all 4 BKT tires down on the pod.
Truck is getting hot, Scott. I can see some smoke coming off the engine already.
Sky wheelie landed a little rough, got the nose of the truck down. More smoke from Soldier Fortune.
Kayla's definitely just hitting whatever's in front of her right now.
Cross-threading, and she lands real rough.
She's going to feel that one tomorrow.
Well, she's able to save it.
That was an aggressive side slap.
Take us to the super glue to the action replay.
Kayla comes out, she makes lots of noise, hits everything in front of her. Truck's crooked, she drives out of it. Unfortunately, she runs out of time before she can get to the backflip ramp.
All right, next up, here comes Tyler Menega in Gravedigger. And Cole, 2 freestyle wins on the year already for Tyler, and he won freestyle in this building in October. He has tied right now with Charlie Pauken at the top of the leaderboard. He's got to have a lot of confidence coming in to this run.
Oh, definitely a lot of confidence, but I got to tell you what, he's got to be careful. Too much confidence on a tacky track like this can bite you real quick. Setting up, going to test his shocks right out of the gate. Oh, 1, 2, go!
And gets a great jump, nearly clears that chalk line.
Easy, buddy. Oh, one to hike up on him. He's riding the edge right there coming around. right, let's see if he downsides right here. Yeah, brake check, perfect. Right in.
Oh,
yep.
Gets the back end of the
is he going to stop it?
Saves it
Yep,
into
there
a
you go.
perfect
Throwing
stopping.
some skills in. Is he going to go reverse? Yep, there it is. Throwing some more skills. Great execution right there. That's so hard to do, Scott. Slow down your thinking. Get out of that freestyle mode. Go back to skills real quick. And then now get right back into that freestyle wide open mode.
I mean, the margin of error there, Cole, is incredibly slim. He was right on the edge of that pod and stopped it on a dime right there.
Great truck awareness.
Huge air.
Yeah. Right to the center.
And then gets that
perfect
berm.
bounce. Look at the brake checks. You got to have those brake checks. Oh, man, we might have a broke sway bar. See how slinky it was right there?
I do. The 4-time Triple Threat Series champion has silenced his critics this year on the Stadium Championship Series.
Oh,
And
yeah,
way
something's
to the right.
broke. Something's broke. Definitely a sway bar. Something is not holding the truck up. That's what a sway bar does.
Oh, shifts it back to the
Is
left.
It actually keeps the truck from doing exactly what it's doing. Actually, might even be a shock. He's got some major issues. Oh, yep, front sway bar is broke on that truck. Unfortunately, it's going to cost him. Did he get 30 seconds, Scott?
He did get 30 seconds, but if he scores low, Charlie Pauken and Ryan Anderson move up to the front of the dinner table for the event championship as we take a look at the Super Glue glued to the action replay.
You can see Tyler Menega's out here absolutely going huge from the start. I love that brake check. Driving the truck, getting it exactly where he wants. So right here, pops up on the front two, goes into a stop, he backs up, throwing some skills moves in on there. Let's see if we can see exactly where he breaks that front sway bar. I think it's right here. You see the truck land. Yep, sway bar just couldn't handle it. Unfortunately, it cost Tyler early, and the reason being is if that sway bar is hanging down, tech officials cannot allow him to run. It's a safety hazard. If the sway bar hits a tire, something goes flying off.
There's a carnage-filled freestyle here in Houston. Not everybody could get into the action, so let's take a look at our bottom 5 freestyle scores. Mike Christensen in the back in the pits working on Vendetta. He would not make it out to the track. His brother Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack didn't fill the first 30 seconds of the clock, so he did not get a score as well. Jim Kohler in Avenger had a motor issue. He'd finish in 10th. Preston Perez in the Rod Ryan show filmed the clock, did not get a great score. And then Craig Champion, El Toro Loco, had some big moments and filled the clock, but he would finish with a bottom 5 score. Let's take a look now at our current freestyle top 5. Corey Rummel, Megalodon with the top spot. Camden Murphy in 2nd. Tyler Menega 3rd. Caleb Blood in 4th. And Craig Champion rounding out our current freestyle top 5. Just 3 more trucks remain, but some of the highest flyers in the sport. It's Anderson, Pauken, and Musawwir, and they hit the track next. And as we continue freestyle, let's go ahead and update you on the overall event leaderboard coming into this competition. Charlie Pauken, Tyler Menega tied at the top with 21. Ryan Anderson with 20. Bari Musawwir 17. Camden Murphy 16. That is our current BKT top 5. And here comes Charlie Pauken. So he has got a shot here coming into this competition, tied with 21 points with Tyler Menega. And all he has to do at this point to take the lead. Tyler's in 3rd. All he would have to do is finish 3rd or better. So Chucky Pauken can take the lead in the event championship chase by finishing 3rd or better right now in freestyle. Obviously, Ryan Anderson still has to run.
So Chuck only has first gear inside this truck. He's going to have to keep the RPMs low if he wants to last the entire time. Too many high RPMs with that wide open throttle in first gear is going to be hard on the motor and could potentially kill the motor early. So we're going to see him kind of drive around for a minute, get to that 30 seconds to make sure the truck can handle it.
Well, he's got the 30 seconds, but do you start pushing it towards the end of your run to try to win a championship? He gets up on the nose.
Yep, catches, almost could have got a stoppie right there. Goes for it there instead. Thing about it too, Scott, is his transmission is getting really hot. One of the biggest things that we have on a transmission whenever it's getting hot like that is the potential of a fire. So Charlie's playing it safe right now. 2 minutes on a transmission stuck in first gear on this big floor. It could definitely lead to disaster.
Now he's starting to turn it on a little bit. Will that transmission prevent him from doing a backflip though, Colt?
Not Charlie Pauken. One thing about Charlie Pauken is he is known for being a first gear guy when it comes to stadiums. I've seen him do shows in only first gear plenty of times, so he is not afraid.
And he's going for it right now, so not afraid at all. The event championship could be on the line right here with this backflip. And he will land it back on all 4 BKTs. A few seconds left for another move.
All right, now does he choose a letter E?
So Charlie Pauken will land the backflip. Will it be enough to overtake Tyler Menega and hold off Ryan Anderson? 8.696, so Charlie Pauken moves into second. That puts him in front of Tyler Menega in the event championship race. Ryan Anderson still to come. And here comes Bari Musawwir in Zombie. And Bari Musawwir, 2 freestyle wins on the season for him.
Playing around the outside, but getting some big air off those race lanes. All right, what's he thinking now? He's going to start working his way to the inside. Onto the pod, a little sideways in the air.
Look at the angle he took. He's able to land it. That could have been disastrous. End over end jump now.
Cradled it. Gets around that corner nice. Got real close, but knew exactly where he was. Off to the side here.
All right, Bari Musawwir now whipping Zombie back around, coming over the pod. Little off center.
Nice.
There's a slap wheelie on the combo move. And Bari now going to turn in towards the backflip ramp.
They are loving that side of the backflip ramp. We haven't seen one yet on the other side.
Not one, and Bari lands it. Back 2 wheels come up, but he's got it back down on all 4s as something happened.
Electrical issue. I don't see the lane light flashing. The red light in the window's not flashing, so they didn't shut him off. He should be able to continue. Nice. Big air right there to finish his run.
Beautiful freestyle. Beautiful freestyle.
Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay.
This is the best part. Comes around absolutely perfect backflip. Lands it. Truck shuts off on him, but he's able to continue. Finishes off with some big air.
9.147 the score, so Bari Musawwir is going to take over this freestyle lead. Our final competitor here in freestyle is 2-time World Finals champion Ryan Anderson, and son of a digger. And Cole, he's got some work to do here. He needs to finish second or better in freestyle to win another event championship. It would give him 4 on the season. Charlie Pauken laying now on the sideline waiting to see if he's going to win his first event championship.
One thing Ryan Anderson is known for is closing a show. And this show, I really feel, needs it. And I think Ryan knows it needs it, so I think he's going to absolutely throw it down right here in Houston. Brake check, downside. Come on, get it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's
my
a huge
favorite.
jump. There's
downside.
end over end.
Again. Yes. Man, I love when you do some technical driving like that. That shows you know exactly where that truck is. You know exactly how to put it exactly where you want. Again, downside. Great control over this truck right now. That's driving.
Yeah, he knows his track so well. 13th appearance on this track.
Huge hit. First time to go that way by anybody.
Look
Goes
at the
into the stoppie. What did I say?
Stopping
Close
into a
the show.
moonwalk. Perfect combination at the perfect time for Ryan Anderson. And he wants to keep the narrative the same and keep this series points lead. Huge air for son of a digger.
Oh, better slow her down. Yep, got to catch reverse. That's okay. He had some huge air going into that. Again, staying on the outside race lane. Listen to that throttle, really winging that thing out.
Again with the big air, whips it back around. So much time on the clock, roosting the backflip ramp.
Brake check, downside. Come on, stoppie. There it is.
And there is that stoppie for Ryan Anderson.
Coming around the outside, the top of the pad. Nice execution all the way around. Is he just going to spin it back? Oh, we're going big.
We are going
First one on
backflip
this
right
side.
here. And he is going to hit it on this side, and he's going to land it.
Oh, misses reverse. All right, here we go, Scott. It's all over now. I feel bad for his crew chief because he's about to drive her into the ground.
And
6 seconds.
He's got all kinds of room here to try and flip it over again.
Oh, man, he can't even flip that truck over. Oh, yeah.
Brake check
Yes, sir.
for Ryan Anderson. Clears the pot, and he is not done. Trying to get a spectacular roll to end the run, and he is still going.
Let him go.
They are letting him go. What's he going for
put
now?
it on his lid.
Gets the truck straight up into a vertical base, gets it back down, and that will do it. What a run for Ryan Anderson. Take us to the super glue to the action replay.
Huge air right to the pad, checks up, uses it to his advantage, goes into a stoppy moonwalk, then right here hitting the other side of the backflip. Very nice execution there. Comes out of there just absolutely sinning that truck.
9.364.
Well deserved.
So there's your freestyle winner, Ryan Anderson. Let's take a look at our final freestyle leaderboard. Ryan Anderson going to win it with a huge backflip. Bari Musawwir and Zombie, he would finish in second. Coming in third, Corey Rummel in Megalodon. He hit that first backflip. In fourth, Charlie Pauken in Monster Mud. And rounding out the top five, Camden Murphy in Bakugan Dragonoid. So Ryan Anderson, a big freestyle win. He gets 12 points as we take a look at our final BKT overall event leaderboard. Ryan Anderson continuing the narrative. Another event championship. He finishes with 32. Charlie Pauken with 30. Bari Musawwir with 28. Tyler Menega with 28. Corey Rummel and Megalodon with 25. And right now, let's go down to the track. Leslie standing by with our event champion, son of a diggers, Ryan Anderson.
I think it was really your freestyle that kind of pushed you over the edge to get to that overall. And at one time, it looked like you were on a freestyle whoops course. I mean, you just had so much control. How did you decide to imbibe so many technical aspects into that freestyle?
Man, this track, this dirt, everything about it just really gets me excited. I can control the truck in a way that's just right. Like, it's got just enough slip to where I can throw it in, not worry about it, but also just enough grip where I can control the truck and put it where I want. One thing I got to say is we're going to be back here, and I still left some stuff on the table. There's things I want to get. I missed the shift on the backflip moonwalk, and I am beating myself up already about it. So next time I'm in Houston, I know I got to make up for it, and I'm going to go even wilder.
That is it for us in Houston. Next up, we head to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa for 2 rounds with Stadium Championship Series Red. For Colt Stevens and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. We'll see you next time on Monster Jam. Good night.